Hey, this is Wednesday 13, and you are watching CMS TV.
It is CHRIS Akin Presents, and I, of course, am Chris Akin, and I am joined today by one of my favorite bands from the Pittsburgh area. I love seeing these guys. They definitely bring it. You got to be careful when you're at their shows, though. You might get hit with a chair because there's a lot of activity floating around when you go see the Cheats. But obviously, we're going to be talking with Todd Cheat of the Cheats to talk about their release XXI and the Rock and Roll Love Letter and getting back on the road and everything that's going on. So here to talk about everything is the one and only Todd Cheat. Todd, how are you, man?
Good. What's up, man?
It's good to talk to you, man. It's good to see you. And
good to talk to you too.
I'll tell you what the best thing is. It's good to have the Cheats back doing stuff again. I know when we talked last was right in the middle of COVID.
Oh yeah. We were just stuck, man.
Yeah, you were pulling your hair out, dude.
Yeah, we're a working band, and when we were stuck, it was horrible.
I'm telling you. Well, dude, obviously, man, you like it like every other band had to wait. You know, we just the way it went.
Yeah.
So how did you get through it? And where are you guys at now as a band?
How we got through it, we still communicated with each other. We actually have a new record ready to go. Okay. We're just holding on to that. So we talked, sent, demos to each other. So that was cool. That's how we got through it. We all talked to each other. It was cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's about it.
Well, that's cool, man. Well, dude, it's got to be great to get back out there. But I know for me personally, and I'm curious what you're seeing. I've been to a few shows since COVID ended, although it's, still whatever.
Yeah.
But I've been at some shows that have been very surprising with turnout, just not seeing for all the talk that we all did that as soon as we can get out, we're going all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to shows and it's like a show that you expect 1,500 people at, and there's 400 people.
Yeah, it's weird. Small local shows.
Yeah,
you can tell. Everybody was starving to get out. Now where are they? We did one show when it first came out. It was packed.
Right.
And after that, it's just leery. And I don't think it's just us. I think I go to stuff all the time, and I'm like, I thought so and so would be here. So and so would be here.
Yeah.
I did a reunion show with my old metal band. Then, tons of people said they were going. I mean, it still turned out a good show. It was like 400 or 500 people, but like 1,000 people said they were going to go. It was really weird. And then you talk to people, they're like, I still don't want to be out in crowds. So.
Mm-hmm. I think some of that is that. I think there is some fear. I honestly think, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think just a lot of it is people got used to being at home. People got used to not doing stuff anymore.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I think too.
A lot
of people are like, I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah. People are sitting around thinking, well, I'll just watch it on YouTube tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Because everybody has it on their phones.
Yeah, that just totally sucks, man. But I'll tell you, the one thing that you guys did during the time was you put together this covers record, this XXI, which is, or 21, I guess, but we'll say XXI so all the Spotify people can find it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, man. I'll be honest, I generally hate covers records. I really do. And it's probably for the same reason that you do, and you won't tell me you do, because everybody does the same damn songs.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, same ones.
And you guys came at this thing totally different. Totally went with songs that a lot of people may not even know aren't Cheat songs.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy because we'll play a song from that. We never there's some we didn't play live. A lot of them actually we didn't play live. But if we bring it out to the set, somebody's like, "Oh, I love that new song." And I'm like, "No, that's a so and so song. It's a cover." Right. They're like, "What? Really?" I mean, we're all basically record collectors.
Sure.
So we like obscure weird shit that not the the A side of a record,
right.
We'd rather like do a deep find. I mean, some of the songs we did were pretty familiar, but some were kind of weird, obscure bands, obscure, not obscure to me or you, but
sure,
the normal person. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, just because the timing is right, I literally talked to Michael Monroe about the Demolition 23 thing last week.
Oh, really?
And I was like, wow, seeing it seeing Hammersmith Palais on
Dude, we
so
recorded
cool.
that. That was on our second record.
Right.
That's how old that was. And the first half of the comp is stuff we did with all the other lineups. So it's basically kind of like a greatest hits of all those lineups.
Okay.
And then I think the last 10 or 12 is the new lineup did. So,
okay.
I mean, there's 21 songs on it.
Sure. There's plenty to listen to.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to Demolition 23 just for a minute. There's almost nobody that knows that band because if I'm not mistaken, and I believe Monroe told me this, it wasn't released here. It's definitely something that you had to be one of those guys that got the Japanese writing on the side of the album.
They just re-released it, I think, last week.
Yeah, just
on
did
vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that, but that's been on a back order forever. I finally got it. Yeah. I mean, we're all big, huge Mike Monroe fans, so it was like, we had to get it. Plus, I think the guitar player was in a band called Star. We all liked,
right?
So that's basically, we love that song,
sure.
And people still think it's ours, and I'm like, no, it's Demolition. They're like, what? I don't know that,
right? So. Well, and why would they? It never came out here. But that's just so, and that's kind of the flavor I think to share with people from XXI is there's Cheap Trick, there's Surrender, which is a pretty common, but then there's this that is so far on the other end of the pendulum that is just, it's a cool mix of music, and it really does showcase what you guys do, because if you took 10 of the 21 songs out of it and put in just original songs, I think it would still flow. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're just rock and roll band, man, with like punk rock and metal roots, man. Sure. I do have to admit, with the Cheap Trick, I was definitely surprised. I would never picture you guys as Cheap Trick guys, especially you.
I love Cheap Trick, dude. That was like, I'm old, so that was like one of them and Kiss were one of my favorite bands when I was a kid.
Sure. So. What is it about them? Is it Rick Nielsen or is it Xander or what?
I just think they're, as songwriters, I think they're great. They write great, catchy, pop songs, man, which is cool as hell. That's what I'm always into, like choruses and catchy things. So it was cool, and then they look cool as hell. I thought Rick Nielsen looked cool as hell. You could be a nerd in a rock and roll band. They had the two cool guys and then the two nerds in the band.
Right.
I thought that was kind of neat.
No question. And then Nielsen comes out with the 13 neck guitars.
Whatever, dude. Insane. There always got to be a show to it too.
Hell yeah, absolutely, dude. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Why don't we take a little break here? We'll play a video. Why don't we play "Give Up the Ghost," which is a cool video from you guys. Tell me a little bit about the video for this to lead us in.
We made that right when they were like laxing COVID kind of stuff. You could kind of hang out if we all still had masks on, and a friend of ours had a DIY space. Metal Mary, who's in the Mud City Manglers, she's in a band called Penance. She was in tons of bands. Well, they have a DIY space that they opened up right when COVID hit, and it was closed down. I mean, they couldn't do anything. And I was like, "Hey, man, you got that space? We want to film a video." So she was like, "Yeah." I called up my other buddy. It was very close, just a band, and like the dude filming a video, and she opened the door and left. So we did it in her DIY space called the Shred Shed.
Okay.
So
very cool. Well, let's check it out right now. This is Give Up the Ghost. It is the Cheats, and we will be back with Todd Cheat right here on Chris Akin Presents.
Something that you'll never know. Can't play with, I know soul.
Right back here on Chris Aiken Presents. That was Give Up the Ghost, brand new stuff from the Cheats. And we are talking with the main man from the Cheats himself, the main cheater, Todd Cheat. And Todd, man, in addition to doing XXI, which is just a fun release, I definitely recommend everybody buy it and not just stream it. Please buy it. It helps the band.
Yeah,
you know. But another thing that you should buy and not just stream is this other thing that your label is doing, that Screaming Crow is doing, these Action 45s, which those are such a fun way to reach in and just get a taste of each of the bands on the label. Now yours is Rock and Roll Love Letter. Tell me a little bit about that and how it came to be together.
It's a Bay City Rollers song, and I am a total Bay City Rollers fan since I was a little kid.
Sure.
I saw them live, and I think 1976, maybe 75, 76. So yeah. And it came up, me and Eric, the guy who has the label, I'm also partners with him in a tattoo shop. We were just talking about, doing a 7-inch and put our brains together. We were like, why don't we do like a jukebox thing? Something you would find in like the 70s, 80s, a cover on one side and then a original on the other. And he's like, oh yeah, we can give, title strips from jukeboxes and a little 45 adapter. So yeah, it started, and then we just started picking up bands that we dug, or bands that got, called us up. We got some cool stuff going to happen with that.
Sure. Very cool. Well, yours is definitely cool. And I've heard a few that I won't mention because I'm not sure that they're even announced yet, but
yeah.
There
we got some big announcements, dude.
Well,
bigger bands.
I do want to, just for a second, I want to veer off to Screaming Crow, the label, for a minute. I mean, it's been a DIY label since it came into existence.
Yeah.
And unlike every other DIY label that I can think of, it survived. It has continued and it survived. And, I've known Eric for 100 years. So, it's one of those things. He and you and everybody involved seems to really, again, outward looking in, it seems like everybody that's involved in Screaming Crow cares about Screaming Crow. It's not what we're just taking money or we're just getting distributed.
Yeah, Eric's really good with that. He's very into the bands that he signed, and he works with them. He keeps in touch. He doesn't just put it on and then, oh, you're done.
Right.
And you could call him anytime. And yeah, he's a good dude to work with, man.
Sure,
he cares about his stuff.
Absolutely. Well, it seems like the bands care about the label too. That's the point I wanted to make, was that a lot of times bands are thrilled that the guy goes and puts 10 grand into, producing records or whatever. And that's the last you ever hear about them. Seems like the bands, every time I talk to the bands, every band on Screaming Crow, they're really happy with how they're being treated and happy with how things are going. I'm sure there's
he's very fair with stuff.
No question, man. Well, dude, at this point, man, a lot of years, do you still end up seeing new faces at shows? I mean, is the band still growing? Are you happy with where the band is, or where are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much happy. I mean, we still play out a lot. We still go out on the road occasionally.
Sure.
We still record. Usually the newer fans, we try to play different shows. We play with a lot of national acts, so that helps a lot. Getting new fans. Sure. We just played Wednesday 13. We did a show with the Super Suckers, which we do all the time. Just keeping it fresh like that. And then we just played some outdoor Oktoberfest thing. Had like 2 stages, one in, one out. We actually played outdoors, and it was pretty cold. But we had a lot of new fans out because it was an all age show. So free all age show. That was kind of neat. So.
Sure. Do you think that younger kids, the younger kids that you see at shows, just younger than us kids, I guess. I don't want to say kids, but younger than us old fucks, do they understand the punk sound? Because, a lot of them grew up and they start thinking of punk as Green Day. And it's like, wait a minute, that's so far from what it was.
It's either they think of Green Day or they think of like real hardcore, like that. And we're kind of more 77 kind of punk rock and roll stuff, which is, but Yeah, I mean, they get into it. Once we're big ball busters when we play too. So
true.
You know, if there's somebody in the audience just looking at us, we'll ball bust them, and they usually get into it.
Right. Well, man. Now I don't want to keep talking about COVID, but now that COVID is in the rearview mirror, more or less, how active do you plan to get again? Are you guys planning to get out and tour, or do you have to wait and still see? Or
definitely. We're doing a thing this weekend where South Carolina, North Carolina, and Atlanta doing that this weekend. So, and, you know, we're all have jobs and shit, so we gotta pick and choose. We usually try to do something like this year. We didn't do it, but something in like August or something. We usually try to go out for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Right. I mean, we still want to do European tour. I mean, that's always in the works, so we'll see. Sure,
definitely. Well, you mentioned that there's a new record ready to go. When is it going to be ready to really go? When do you think we'll see it? Next year?
I think we're hoping March.
Okay.
So, because we're doing this, I don't know. I guess I could talk about it. We're doing a Cheats beer.
Okay.
And the brewery that's making it wants to release it and have a big show, and I think we're going to release the record around then.
Right. Is that March. Local to you? Local in Pittsburgh, or
it's from Penn Brewery.
Okay.
They have. It would be, but the beer can only be. They got weird shit, I guess, with beer. They're gonna have it on tap there, and you can buy 6-packs there.
Okay.
They're not really going to distribute it. I mean, we're going to have some, I guess, at shows and shit. But
sure.
So it should be fun.
Well, I can't imagine a cheat show with a lot of beer being drank. I can't imagine how that'll go.
Yeah, it was funny because we're like, we all love shitty beer.
Right.
I mean, not shitty beer, just like American lagers. And
sure.
They're all like, oh, you want to do this? You want to do that? We're like, no. We got to be like, I don't want somebody buying this going, Cheats won't drink this shit. It's too, we're like, what's your shittiest beer? And then we'll go from there.
Right. There's no cranberry pale ale coming from the Cheats.
No. They were trying to do all this shit. And I'm like, no, it got to be a lager. I want an American lager. I don't know. Basically, that's it.
Right on, man. Well, dude, sounds like there's a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Cheats are out there. XXI is out there. Rock and Roll Love Letter is out there. And Todd, why don't you tell people where we should send them to keep up with you guys and show dates and all that kind of stuff?
We have a Facebook. You can find it. I think it's Cheats PGH. We have a Instagram. You can find the Cheats on the Instagram. And I think we have a Bandcamp too. It's just the Cheats, I think.
Okay.
It's all the Cheats.
Right.
I think, and it's Spotify, still the Cheats. I think our official website is The Real Cheats, because there's another band called the Cheats, and they won't
give it up, huh?
We had it before them, and they fans of ours actually who know the person was like, right. It's so and so and the Cheats. They're like, this band's been around for like, now it's 21 years.
Right.
There's like, well, there was 2 Subhumans, there was 2 this. Nobody cares. I'm like,
yeah,
we care.
Yeah,
we care because you got your dumb shit on our. Every once in a while, I go through Spotify and get them off our websites. So
right.
It's pain in the ass.
I'll bet.
Pain in the ass.
No question. Well, what's not a pain in the ass? New releases from the Cheats. And Todd, I figured we'd wrap this up with the video for "It's All Right."
Cool.
Tell me a little bit about that.
That was filmed during COVID.
Right.
Everybody just had their phones or iPads, and we all talked, and we're like, okay, we're going to do It's All Right. Take your phone and do whatever you want to do. We didn't even tell each other what we were going to do.
Nice.
And I'm like, send it to the guy, our buddy Larry, who does all of our videos. I'm like,
okay.
Send it to Larry, and Larry will put it together. So we had no idea what each of us were doing. So, and it was really weird. Just some of the weird shit that everybody came up with was kind of funny.
Sure. Well, it's definitely a fun video, man. So why don't let's check it out right now. It's All Right. It is the Cheats. And Todd Cheat, thanks so much for joining me here on Chris.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me again, man.
Hey everybody, it's Chris Akin from all the shows and wanted to share with you one of my other passions other than music. That, of course, being coffee. Anybody that's listened to me knows that I love coffee. And I have found another great brand, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys need to check out. Simply named, no gimmicks to it at all. It's just Coffee Brand Coffee. It's fantastic coffee, and I am not kidding you. They have everything that you would possibly want. Their coffee is excellent. I like the Roaster's Choice, but they have the pumpkin spice and all that other stuff, all the flavored stuff that you might like. They've got K-Cups for you. They've got cold brews. They offer tea. They've got cocoa. They literally have everything that you would want. So if you're looking for a great coffee, if you don't want to just settle for the crap that they sell you at the grocery store, this is another fine alternative. Coffee Brand Coffee. Just go to www.bit.ly/CMScoffee. One more time, bit.ly/CMScoffee, and use the coupon code CMSPN to save a little bit of money, and you can get some of the best coffee that is available today. So one more time, it is Coffee Brand Coffee. We love it here at the Classic Metal Show, and you will too. So get some today, folks. Coffee Brand Coffee.